the topic for today is on transaction processing and concurrency. And all those are because there will be multiple users to use your database application at the same time, so that's why we need transaction processing and concurrency. Okay, so transaction， 即係呢個 transaction 咧就係、如果 Google Translate 咧就係、交易咁解啦嚇，就係唔係一個俾你即刻睇到就明白啊。So transaction not really give you that much insight on what we are going to talk. And concurrency, this should be better. 都唔係幾好嚇，同步應該係 OK concurrency, all right? So not so good. I mean the Google translation doesn't really reflect what we are going to talk. All right, so what is a transaction? So you will be seeing a lot of T, okay? T1, T2, T3, okay? So T, we will use T to denote our logical unit of database processing. Remember, it's a logical unit, means we aim to put them together, okay? But eventually, we need to be executed by the computer. They could be a smaller unit, okay? But we kind of consider them unbreakable, okay? 我哋講佢係一個系列嘅一啲database 嘅processing 啦。事實上咧，佢係可以分開嘅，只不過喺邏輯上咧，我哋將佢當佢一個細嘅 unit， okay? Alright? So, alright, so those are the keywords, okay? So those are the keywords. It must be executed as a whole, okay? So although it's multiple step, multiple process, it needs to be executed either as a whole or nothing at all. Okay? So 我哋話佢係呢一頁幾乎成日已經講咗啦。So it either execute or completely, okay, or nothing at all. So it would take a consistent state to another consistent state. Okay, get it? So now, this is a good example. If account A is transferred $500 to account B, okay, so you can break it down as we would deduct 500 from account A. Okay, we would also add 500 to account B. This, if you need to do this program, you would need to query, right? 2. So update account A to, okay, it would be something like that. If you need to do that, it would be something like that. It would be update, okay, update account, set balance equal to balance minus 500, where, okay, ID equal to something, okay, let me make it simple, A. At the same time, you would also update account set balance equal to balance plus 500, where ID equal to B, right? It's 2 SQL statements, okay? So you might have this chance that you successfully update account A, and then database crash, whatever reason, it failed to accept account B. This would be terrible. A 就覺得佢已經還咗錢俾阿 B 啦，阿 B 就冇收到錢。好似係 OK 。So these two, either they are not due at all, okay, or they have to be executed completely. 得唔得？明唔明？我哋有兩句 SQL statement 啊嘛，係咪 ？Either 呢兩句全部都唔執行， or 兩句全部都要成功。Okay, so this is a transaction. 明白咗呢個 concept 咧 ，transaction 嚟緊就容易好多啦嚇。transaction 就係佢有好多small task， 但係你要 make sure 呢啲 task either 全部被成功執行，又或者全部唔被執行。Okay. So now this is a simple transaction. So transaction 1, T1. Okay. So to guarantee it would behave the required approach. I mean, either it success execute all substep or it doesn't execute at all. Okay, so we would have something special. Although as a computer programmer, you don't need to do a lot. In fact, the database would perform all those transaction protection mechanism behind the scene automatically. Okay, but just remember, you would have something like that. So T1, so you would have begin and end. So everything in between, it will be considered a transaction. And that 當你咁樣寫之後咧，中間呢啲咧 either 係全部都唔被執行，或全部都被執行。Got it? So once you write it that way, you will consider all those small steps that belong to same transaction. So they are either executed or successfully, completely, or they are not executed at all. Got it? Okay? So the transaction boundary, right? So this begin and this end mark the boundary for this transaction. Okay? So if we read X versus write X, see that? So now, database transactions. It begins when the first DML SQL statement is executed. Okay? DML, 有冇人記得 DML 係咩啊？啊？呢度如果係考試嘅選擇題，哦 sorry， 考試唔會有選擇題啊。Okay. So DML means data manipulation language. Okay, so those update, delete, and insert. Those cause data changes. Those we call it DML. Okay. So whenever you have DML, means you would cause update to the database. You would need to consider using transaction mechanism. Alright, so end with one of the following events. So when you perform a transaction, it either, like I said, it either complete as a whole or it do nothing at all, right? So eventually the system is calling either commit. Commit 即係真正執行啦。So what is commit? Commit. Okay, commit 即係真係抌個嘢啦，正式完成啦咁樣。Okay, so commit. And or rollback. Rollback 即係回復啦 ，rollback。呢個中文字我都未聽過添嚇，回滾即係點樣咧？喺地下碌嚟碌去。Okay, so rollback means undo, something like that. Okay, undo. All right. So we have commit and we have rollback for a transaction. Okay, you either commit all everything that you have done, or you roll back to the very beginning status. So DDL or DCL statement execute automatic commit. Okay, data definition language and data control language. Those statements they are automatically commit. But for the other DML, you need to commit it. Okay. So execution for transaction. Now, so it begins transaction, and then it either end the transaction or abort the transaction. There's only two possible results. Okay, okay, and sometimes you could, well, not necessarily, but I don't see a lot of those cases. Sometimes you can do partially commit. This concept actually violates the concept that we know about transaction, because transaction is a logical unit that you cannot break down further. All right. So it either commit or abort. Now let's focus about four property of transaction. We mentioned these terms, asset. Okay, asset. Last week 你要自己記住啦嚇 asset. So this asset property is the rules about transaction. Okay, So first is atomicity. Atom 即係原子啦嚇，atomicity means is the smallest unit. You cannot further break it down. Okay, so by that we means it either executed or performed as an entire unit or not at all. Okay, two result. So suppose you have a transaction comprised of an update and an insert, and a delete statement, say 3 statements. When you start a transaction, it still have to try to execute those 3 statements one by one. Okay, so imagine you kind of unplug the power supply for your computer. Okay, so it didn't finish all the 3 statements, right? So in that case, it have to roll back to the very beginning by not performed it at all. 得唔得？頭先我都講咗啦，唔可以話我已經過錢俾你，銀行扣咗我錢㗎啦，跟住你又收唔到，呢啲情況唔應該發生嘅。Okay, it should never happen. Okay, so if you only manage to run the first update without execute, insert and delete, your data will be in trouble. 如果咁樣執行咧，我哋就叫呢種咧叫做即係如果我過咗500蚊俾你，扣咗我錢㗎啦，跟住你又冇收到個500蚊咧，呢、個就唔係一個 consistent 嘅 state database。Got it？ 又或者你同我同時間上一個戲院嘅網站買飛，你同我都買到，呢、個都唔係一個 consistent 嘅 state， 因為到時我哋兩個一齊出現嘅時候咧冇2個位俾我哋。OK， 呢個就唔係一個 consistent state。Now, consistent preservation. So transaction must take the database from one consistent state to another consistent state. So consistent is it's not that difficult, but sometimes really difficult to describe. Just like what I described to you, okay? You should never allow selling the same ticket to 2 persons, okay? Those are inconsistent state. And you should not let say for example, let the bank transfer, okay, to only finish half of its task, okay? So it would enforce implicit and explicit constraint, okay, to make sure consistent state would never be broken. 呢啲我哋之前講過啊，點解我哋會有啲 constraint 咧？其實就係希望唔會有人入咗個性別係 A、B、C 咁落去嘅。Okay, those constraints are one of the mechanisms help to protect the database integrity, database concurrency. Sorry, consistency. Okay. 有冇問題？只要你明白咗呢個 asset property 咧，其實你應該明白咗transaction 嘅啦。Anyone got question? Anyone got question? All right, isolation. So for isolation, like I said, nowadays database, most of them will support multiple users. Okay, you and I can log into Canvas at the same time. You and I can log into HSBC e-banking at the same time. You and I can buy movie ticket at the same movie cinema website at the same time. Okay, but although we are doing at the same time, eventually, they have to execute sequentially. Got it? 即係戲院咁樣，每場戲得20張飛咁算啦。20張飛係冇可能同時間賣出嚟嘅，永遠都係逐張咁賣嘅。Okay， 雖然你覺得你同我都係同時間撳粒掣 confirm payment，alright？ But eventually we are doing sequentially. This is the behavior of database. Okay? And that. So transaction should appear as though is being executed in isolation from other transaction. It's not as though, it's actually true. 雖然佢哋中間會有好多 overlap 嘅時間，但係咧真正嘅完成咧係一定係一個先過另外一個嘅 for sure. Okay, for sure. So it enforced by concurrency control subsystem. Concurrency 啦，即係同步執行啦。Alright, isolation. although we are using the same e-banking service at the same time, okay, could be many of us, but eventually, if we need to perform any transaction, those transactions are actually should be executed in the manner of sequential manner. Okay, got it? And last one, durability. Okay, durability 就係永久性啦、持久性啦，就係講緊呢個transaction 一旦 commit 咗就永遠㗎啦。Like I said last week, remember I used credit card payment as an example. Okay, if you buy something and then they give you the wrong amount of credit card receipt to sign, okay, and you realize that, but once that transaction is done, it's done. Okay, you cannot just delete that. The guy will have to do another invoice to, okay, deduct the amount, okay, and then the guy also needs to do a third transaction to give you the correct credit card payment receipt， 得唔得？所以佢做咗一個咧，佢係要做到兩個嚟 fix 呢個 problem 㗎。Okay, got it? So you cannot just delete that. So once this transaction is done, although it's wrong, right? It's done. You cannot delete that. You can only fix that by doing another transaction, okay? To do the return, something like that. Okay, now, asset property is the most important thing that you need to remember for this transaction concept, okay? Asset property. All right? Recovery. So, yeah, sometimes everything fails, right? No exception to database. Database fails sometimes too. So you cannot allow, okay, like those big bank, like those big financial institution, they cannot allow their database, okay, going down or lost data. So that's why they always keep mirroring. So this should be an easy to understand concept, right? You have multiple servers at the same time. So when you do the update, it actually sends the update to more than 2 or even 3 servers. Okay, so your data is actually maintained and recorded by more than 2 servers, 2 systems simultaneously. 所以一台機死咗，另外一台機都仲可以。Okay, and then also they make a backup periodically. So it would keep the latest update of the data to a tertiary storage. Tertiary storage. All right. So by tertiary, we means the data is supposed to be kept for good. 永久嘅嚇 keep for good. And system locking. So what is a system locking? Or those database may fail, or those transactions may fail to complete. You must maintain a log, okay? Consider them as a text file. So the log keep track all the transaction operation affecting the value of the database item. The log is usually kept on disk. So when your database fail, okay, and it doesn't record the latest update, you can, based on those logs, to redo the transaction. 呢個我要解釋一次嚇。呢度有3嚿嘢啦嚇，去幫你做 database 嘅 recovery 啦。So this one should be easy to understand, right? Mirroring. 整2部、3部甚至4部 server. Backup should also be easy to understand, right? 但係 backup 你唔可以秒秒鐘都做噶嘛，你最多俾大把每日做一次夠嚟。咁嗰一日嘅 transaction 咧 ，OK， 即係譬如話你係琴晚12點做嘅，跟住咧由今朝9點去到而家嘅12點咧，可能已經有啲 transaction 發生啦。如果呢個時候 database crash 咗咧，你 backup 咗嗰個咧係冇最新嘅嘢嘅，got it? Okay? So you would also need log. Log will keep all the transaction happens, okay, since last update. So once database unluckily crash, we can at least use the latest backup together with those log details to simulate an execution of those re-execution of those transactions， 得唔得？即係雖然咧，琴晚我哋 update 咗，今朝我哋又做咗好多 transaction， 你當呢個 band 啊，然之後 database 咧 crash 咗啊，咁 suppose 今朝做嗰啲喺 database 冇晒啦，咁點搞咧？唔可以接受冇晒㗎，你唔可以話你哋嘅銀行嘅嗰個電腦係咁 crash 咗，跟住咧我今朝存咗1000萬落去就當冇存過，你都接受唔到啦，啱唔啱啊 ？Right? Okay, you cannot accept that, right? All right. So you have to, based on the latest backup, and together with all the detailed transactions that keep in the log file to regenerate all the required data update. 有冇問題 ？Okay. So how is log file used then? Okay, it's all permanent changes to data are recorded. So those we call it log file. It's possible to undo change or to redo changes. So after crash, you will search the log backwards until you find the last commit point. Okay, last commit point. Okay, so you need to either redo or undo everything that happened since last commit point. By undo means we are giving up the transaction. Okay, before crash. By redo, transaction completed, but we are unsure whether data are written to this. Usually we are not sure. We are sure not. Okay， 我哋肯定冇寫到落去咧，我哋就將佢 redo 啦。So this could be a simple log file. Okay, so transaction ID and then the time and then kind of a description operation and then the object like the table, the record, and then the old value, a new value. Okay, something like that. You keep a log like that. 呢個只係一個 example. So this is only an example. In real life, the log file could be more complicated. Okay, in real life, it could be more complicated. Controlling the transaction. Shh. 使唔使咁熱鬧啊？係咪？ So for controlling the transaction time, okay, you either roll back, okay, to the previous stable status, or you commit it, okay. 呢張圖唔係好容易理解嚇，4 point. So now, well, like I said, this is kind of a contradiction to the transaction concept. Like I said, transaction is the smallest logical unit that you should not further breaking it down. But in fact, in the transaction, you can do partly save, partly commit. So that's why, although you might have multiple, say 10 SQL statements, but when you reach the, say for example, the 5th SQL statement, you can do a save to do a partial commitment. 得唔得？雖然我頭先講咗，一個 transaction 就係最細嘅，你唔可以再細分佢啦。但係事實上真係有機會咧，啲 transaction 咧，你係可以將佢細分嘅。咁所以咧，你係可以做一啲咧部分嘅 commit。Alright. Before commit and rollback, the previous state of the data can be recovered. The current user can review the result of the DML operation by using select statement. So once it's commit, okay, the result is there forever. Meaning the user, okay, can use the select statement to see the latest result. Other user cannot view the result of the DML statement by the current user, okay, before commit, okay, before commit. And the affected row are locked. 嗱，呢個就係應該係成個 topic 最難嘅啦 ，locked. Other user cannot change the data within the affected row. 得唔得？如果你有留意下買戲飛啊 ，so if you go to a website for a movie ticket, before you actually confirm the payment, okay, first you have to select the sheet number, right? Okay, once you tentatively choose the seat number, it will lock the seat for around what？ 有冇人網上買過飛啊？佢會鎖住個位幾耐啊？10至15分鐘啦。OK， 係要嚟 make sure 咧，唔會有另外一條友咧都嘗試去揀同一個位啊嘛，係嘛 ？OK， 咁你嚟俾錢，你又鎖住咁樣，又唔可以俾你永久鎖住喎，所以嗰只係一個temporary 嘅一個lock 啦。
無限鎖。
Now the state of data after commit. So once data commit is permanent. Okay, nobody can undo that. Nobody. All right. Even the computer crash, even the database crash, you should be able to rebuild it. Okay, so it means it should be permanent. So the previous state of the data is permanent loss. 呢個有啲客人嚇，總之之前嗰個 state 咧就冇咗噶啦，新嘅 state 就代替咗佢啦。OK。And all user can view the result. All user can view the result because the data is committed, right? Locks on the affected row are released. OK， 如果你決定唔買呢兩個位啦，佢就係將呢兩個位 free 翻出嚟。OK， 如果你決定買呢兩個位啦，佢就係將呢兩個位 mark 咗佢，買咗出嚟啦。So those rows are available for other user to manipulate again. All right. Okay. So all save points are erased. All save points are erased. Okay, so when you commit the data, those data are there. The change are there forever. Okay, those change are there forever. So the state of data after rollback. Rollback 即係返回啦。So rollback, you will discuss. Discuss means give up, okay? It means abandon all the pending changes by using rollback statement, okay? So if you have rollback like that, everything that you've done previously, it will be undo. 冇做過就冇做過 okay? Okay, so concurrent transaction, we have A, B, okay? A and B. So this, we call it interleave processing. Okay, so A, B, and C and D also. Okay, so this is the time, CPU time. CPU time. And yes, nowadays, we do have 但係講少少 background 啦嚇，唔係好關都關少少事嘅嚇。So nowadays we have very powerful CPU， 嗰啲咩4核啊，幾多核啊 ，even 連個手機都有幾多核啦。有幾多核咧，就確實真係代表咧，有啲動作咧，個 CPU 真係可以同步處理嘅。Yes, that's true. OK， 你如果叫佢同時計兩條加數，呢兩條加數咧，如果唔關係嘅咧，佢真係可以同時俾個 result 嚟嘅。They can do so. OK, this is core. But then, as you can see, database, like we said, it has to be executed serialized. OK, serialized. So 如果真係真正咧，用 parallel processing 咧，去嘗試你又買個位，我又買個位嘅嗰張電影飛咧，係會出事㗎，你都知唔得㗎嘛，係咪？所以冇錯，係有好多個人可以同時喺嗰個網上做嘢，亦都有一啲動作咧真係會同步發生，但係去到真係 commit 嗰陣時咧，唔會嘅，只會有一個做先，另一個一定係做後。就算 CPU 有嗰種能耐，都唔會同步做嘅。OK, got it? All right. So concurrent execution, reason for concurrency, increased throughput, reduced average response time. That's for sure, right? Concurrency. 我諗你其他電腦科或者你哋有學過 operating system 咁樣，應該都大概知道呢個 concept。So concurrency let you increase the system throughput, the system response time a lot. The problem due to concurrent execution of transaction. 呢三樣嘢咧，就應該係 transaction 入邊咧最難嘅啦。但係你要記住啊，只要你明白咗 asset property 咧，你係會比較容易明白點解會有呢三個問題嘅。So we would go through these three issue of potential problem due to the fact that we need to support concurrent execution. Okay, concurrent execution 一定會㗎啦。 你確實都可以同我上網去買同一個航班嘅機票，淨得一張飛嘅啫。OK， 你同我都可以繼續喺嗰個網站嗰度，但係只有一個人會成功買到啫，得唔得 ？OK，but still you need to support many user try to buy or fight for that ticket at the same time. Okay, concurrent. So now this we call it loss update. 如果你做得唔好咧，嗱呢啲嘢咧其實好複雜，但係 behind the scene 咧唔需要你 programmer 做嘅。Database system will do it yourself. It's a really complicated concept, but like I said, as a programmer, you don't really need to deal with it. Database system will deal with it for you. But let's understand what is the problem itself. So we have OK 呢幅圖你係要識得睇，唔單止係你要識得畫添嘅。OK， 即係如果考試有考你，喂，可唔可以用一個銀行過數嘅 example 去解釋下咩叫 loss update 啊 ？You have to be able to draw something like that. OK, so if in the exam you are asked, OK, can you use bank transfer as an example to illustrate your understanding about loss update? You would need to draw something like that. Got it? 得唔得？嗱，呢三件嘢都近嘢嚟嘅，呢個應該容易啲嚇。So this is the time. Okay, so small t for time, time frame. Time frame 就每一個 CPU 可以執行嘅最細 unit 啦，當佢係咁樣。Time frame. And T1, big T, capital T is the transaction. T1, T2. To make it easy for you to understand, we only mention 2 transactions executed at the same time. In fact, we can have 10, 100, maybe even 1,000 transactions executed at the same time. 如果你知道咧，即係大陸嗰個網購公司阿里巴巴Tmall 每年嘅雙11，今年嘅癲咗係嘛？今年嘅雙11幾多一個鐘就超過咗100億係嘛 ？OK， 大佬真係唰一聲咁就唔知幾多 transaction 發生咗啦。Okay, so many transactions happen at the same time. Okay, for modern database. Okay. Now, okay, so let me just give you a really fast summary. So for loss update, we have 2 transactions try to execute at the same time, but eventually one of them, okay, will fail to cause changes to the data. 即係話我哋 lose 咗其中一個嘅 update， 得唔得？就等於 let me put this example. Okay, so try to understand this. Okay， 好，就用你哋兩個啦，好唔好味啊個包 ？OK， 佢又爭佢錢，我又爭佢錢，佢爭佢100蚊啦，我爭佢200蚊咁樣。OK， so what I just said is we both, you and I both owe this guy money. Okay, so you owe him 100, I owe him 200. Okay, we are logged into the online banking system. We are both at the same time try to send money back to him. All right. So for you, you have already put in 100 and about to push transfer. Okay. For me, I'm putting the number of 200 and I'm about to press the button transfer. All right. It just happened we are doing this at really close time. So for your transaction, what happened to his account? Okay, don't ignore our account. Okay, to his account. So he would try to do something like that. Let me show you. 一定係咁樣做㗎啦嚇，去到最後你知呢個要 update database 嘅數據咧，一定係咁㗎啦。Okay, you have no other choices. Okay, so for this guy, for a transaction. Okay, for a transaction. Okay, A pays back 100 to C, and B pays back 200 to C. Okay, at the same time. Okay, at the same time. So don't worry about A and B's account. Okay, so it would be something like that. So you will try to say update. Okay, update. Account set balance equal to balance plus 100, right? Where balance, where account number equal to C, something like that. This is only the pseudocode. And for me, for the second repayment, you would do something like that. Update account set balance equal to balance plus 200, where account number equal to C, right? 2. Come on, make it up. So imagine these two statements are executed at the same time. Only one of them would, I really mean at the same time, and only one of them would manage to cause change to the latest balance. So one of them we consider loss, so that's why loss update. 得唔得？呢個講出嚟可以明白嘅，但係你哋如果考試真係問你哋咧，你要識得咁樣將佢畫出嚟。喂，咩叫 loss update 啊？ You have to draw it that way. Okay, use say example. I use the bank transfer. Okay, so now T1 is transaction 1, T2 is transaction 2. Okay, so T2 唔一定話 T2 個 number 大啲嚇，就一定係遲啲執行㗎嚇，大概得㗎啦嚇。So T2 it will begin transaction, right, and end and commit transaction. Begin transaction and commit transaction for both transactions, right? And so first, when you need to, usually we would do it that way, okay? When you need to update something first, you read the original balance, right? Read the balance. Imagine this guy is C, okay? 頭先我哋咪講 A 要還錢俾阿 C，B 又要還錢俾阿 C 啦。So this is C. So they both read the balance at different time frame, okay? At different time, okay? So yes, up to now they are both correct. They both get the correct balance value, right? And then, okay, and then at T3, so transaction T is trying to update the balance for 100 increment， 加100蚊落去，得唔得？跟住下一個時間啦。Transaction 4 is trying to update the balance by 10 decrement， 減10蚊。OK， 見唔見到？但係同一個時間咧，同一個 time frame，OK，in the same time frame，transaction 2 write the balance to the database。亦即係話而家你留意呢度啦，變咗200蚊啦，得唔得？變咗200蚊。And now 去到 transaction 5嘅時候咧，佢又將呢個 balance 咧寫落去，要 write the balance。咁就頭先係100減10啊嘛，係咪？就只係變咗90。咁有一筆100蚊嘅錢就唔見咗啦。呢個叫 loss update。Got it? Okay, loss update. One of the update is not performing. OK， 呢個咧就係叫 loss update。咁呢種情況大家都知道冇可能發生啦嚇，即係任何有電腦常識嘅人都知道唔應該咁樣發生啦。In fact, modern database already prevent this from happening. All right. So as a programmer, you actually don't do a lot of things, but then behind the scene, a lot of things are happening by the database management system. Okay, to prevent loss update problem. 呢個淨係話俾你聽咧，你係要知道 database 有冇機會出現啲問題嘅，但係你其實唔需要做啲乜嘢嘅。好多時咧，如果你用上begin transaction 啊、commit 啊 ，database 就自動幫你處理啦。But you need to know the concept behind this. So loss update, right? Loss update. Okay, meaning we have multiple transactions. This time we only have two, T1 and T2, and one of the transaction failed to cause changes to the database. So that's why we lost that transaction. Okay, loss update. Now, temporary update, aka meaning also known as dirty read. Dirty read 呢個名好似好邪惡咁啊 ！Dirty read, alright? How dirty could it be? Dirty read 即係話有啲 data 咧未正式 finalize 嘅，未正式 commit 嘅。OK， 你就係 read 咗嗰啲 data，intermediate data. So we call it dirty read. Alright? So what is a dirty read? Dirty read 咧 但我俾呢一句嘢嘅summary 啦嚇，你就知道咩叫 dirty reader。So you have 呢啲亦都係幫你嚟分辨㗎啦，咁啊到時你又撈亂晒啦，哇咩叫 loss up there 咩叫 dirty read 啊，冇啊。So for dirty read, usually caused by one of the transaction eventually roll back。佢嘗試去做一個 transaction 做下，佢 roll back 咗，可以㗎嘛？係咪？即係譬如話，我真係想買呢兩張飛啦，買去到要俾錢呢一刻咧，算啦，都係唔該睇啦。OK， 太攰啦，今日 cancel。但係個系統就唔識將呢兩張 free 翻出嚟。咁其他人咧就唔知，原來呢兩個位未賣出去嘅喎，咁佢就 read 咗錯誤嘅資料啦 ，dirty read。OK，roll back 就係 cause dirty read，alright？ 你見到啦嚇，即係如果直接講，如果叫你 illustrate 一個temporary update 嘅一個 example，OK？ 但係我都知係冇見過呢個字咧，咁通常都係代表你都唔知乜嘢叫做 dirty read 㗎啦。OK？It usually happens because of rollback。OK，rollback， 但係做咗一半跟住唔做，但係其他嘅 transaction 又唔知喎。So now。So it occurs when one transaction can see intermediate， 呢個就係個 problem 啦嚇。dirty read 就係講緊 intermediate 嘅 result 啦。So when one transaction see the intermediate result of another transaction before it has committed. So now we have T3， 你可都可以叫翻就 T1、T2㗎，只不過喺個 textbook 入邊都係咁樣啦。So for time 1, it begins transaction T4, okay, and it try to read balance X. Balance X is 100 at the moment, and then it try to update balance X from 100 to 200, okay, and it also successfully write to the database. 咁200啦，100加翻100， 200啦 ，OK， 嗱嗰個成個問題嘅origin 啦嚇，the origin of the problem is because consequentially it would have a rollback function here， 亦即係話呢200咧其實係流嘅 ，alright， but for transaction 3 it tried to begin that transaction and read X after this tentative write problem 就喺呢度啦。事實上咧，如果佢未正式行 commit 之前咧，你係唔應該俾佢 read 㗎。呢個就係我哋陣間要講要 lock 啦。陣間你就知道，有呢啲問題，所以 that's why database 係會 lock 嘅。OK， so you should never let those guys read any data you are about to update and haven't commit yet。所以解決問題咧就係唔允許人去 write 一啲咧俾人即係未 commit 嘅 data。而最終其實點樣 prevent 咧就係用一個 lock 嘅 mechanism。So we will mention lock mechanism. Okay. So you try to read this. So you read back 200, right? 200, and then you try to minus by 10. So that should be 190. Okay. Right 呢個係咯，你見到啦 ，roll back 咧佢呢度變咗100，即係其實嗰啲100咧係冇加落去嘅，冇加落去，但係咧何來呢度係變咗190咧？原本個額係190，應該係90係咪？多咗100出嚟 ，got it? So we call this temporary update or dirty read。邊個係 dirty read 啊？呢個就係 dirty read 啊。You read the data that is actually not really final, so we call it dirty read。呢個就係 dirty read 啊。This one。read 咗一啲 intermediate 嘅 data。Alright, question? So it always involve rollback for dirty read. It always involve rollback. Question? Incorrect summary. So incorrect summary involve the aggregation. 嗱呢個啦，我咩有冇人可以答到我咩叫 aggregation 啊？可唔可以舉個例子啊？咩 aggregation？當我哋識做嘅時候。係啊，譬如話咧，sum 總數啦 ，OK，count 啦 ，average 啦，standard deviation 啦 maximum 啦、minimum. All those functions, we call it aggregate function because it's not the raw data. It's actually a calculated data based on the whole groups of record. OK，average 係咩意思啊？一班學生嘅分數啊，每個學生我哋100個學生，每人有一個分數，100行嘅加埋一齊除翻100，呢個就係 average 啦。So it's called an aggregated. OK， 咁而家你應該知道個問題喺邊啦。當你中間有一啲數目咧係要做 summary 嘅，好似啲 aggregation sum、average、maximum、minimum， 但係又係一樣，你一啲 data 咧。中間做下intermediate data 你又 roll back 咗，咁佢咪變相攞咗一個錯誤嘅數嚟計數咯，明唔明白 ？OK， 即係直接講有100條友入邊咧，有其中一條友咧個分數咧未 final 㗎，究竟佢係100分定係90分咧？咁開頭係諗住俾100分嘅，點知最後係算係俾90分。咁啊，另外一個 transaction 就 read 咗100分嚟計個總數，咁出嚟嘅平均分梗係唔同啦，啱唔啱 ？Get it? So this is incorrect summary. Problem. So one transaction is calculated in aggregated summary. Aggregate like sum, minimum, maximum, average, all those functions on a number of record. 通常都係 on the numbers of record 嘅啦。While the other transactions are updating. 呢個就係個 problem 啦。Updating those record. The aggregate function may calculate some value before they are updated. Okay. Meaning they use the intermediate result to do the update. To do the calculation, the aggregate function. Okay, so okay, let's see the example. 呢個應該好容易嚇。So we have transaction 5 and transaction 6. Okay, so we have 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah, SYC 3. Okay, 3 balance for 3 account. All right. So eventually we are using the sum 即係 summation 啦，總數啦。咁 sum 就係要將 x 同埋 y 同埋 z 將佢加埋一齊啦，係咪？但係又係中間你要見到啦有一啲唔正確嘅 result 啦。OK，either 係 by rollback 啦，又或者你 read 咗個舊嘅 value， 跟住人哋又轉咗佢啦，得唔得？總之你 read 佢嘅嗰陣時，同你真正計數嗰陣時咧，個 value 已經轉咗啦，個 value 已經轉咗啦。Okay. All right. So now transaction 6. Begin transaction. Okay. T2 begin transaction for transaction 5, and summation is 0. And read x. Okay. This also read x, and then balance equal to balance minus 10. Sum equal to sum plus balance. 其實呢度已經有錯啦，由呢度開始已經有問題啦，有好多個地方都有問題。呢度咧，大家都係 read 咗 x 啦 ，read 咗 x， 當然呢個 x 係100啦，係咪？咁佢呢度咧已經攞100去減10啦，但係呢度咧佢都仲仍然用100嚟加翻落個 summation 嗰度，已經錯咗啦，係咪？人哋100已經係變咗90啦嘛，啱唔啱 ？OK， 所以由呢度開始其實已經錯㗎啦。Ever since from here. The balance x is being updated to minus 10, but this transaction are still using the old value to do the calculation. So this is the problem. Okay? So, okay, let's take a break. Okay, let's take a 5 minutes break. Come back, we would continue from here. Okay?
Wait, your email.